Hello and welcome to Flexible Games, where I had my mic off for the next 5 episodes or so I'm doing some posted commentary. I sped up the track a bit to compress some of the gameplay. Right now I'm looking at my diamond production. I'm thinking about redoing the production. It's creating quite a lot of pollution, and I don't need to process so many diamonds initially and gems in general. I just need enough to get me some of the advanced turrets. So I'm thinking about kind of tweaking this a little bit, changing it around, and soon I will start sort of breaking it apart. I start the laser turrets to kick that off, although I discover later that it's really expensive to continue that line. So probably produce some of the weaker lasers initially. The gold diamonds are way up the crafting chain and require a lot of resources to bank. So here I am deconstructing everything, wanting to change it all. I'm letting the current process go. They've got some gems in them to process. It takes quite a while for them to process. I can continue with the original gems, so those can fill up, although they do run out of obsidian. So here I'm just kind of figuring out what the best course of action is, and I decide to run down and work on something else. There I go. I realized that modules actually take 2 more ingredients to research the whole module chain. So I modified the modules a little bit to leave a little extra room. Now I'm just adding the ability to put in 2 more ingredients, one on either side. And I'll use the gap that I made in between for the inserters. So the inserter will pull from the far one and put in the research facility just fine. So one side will be the module cases and the other side will be the module boards. Here I go, creating this little system. I use a lot of the same resources that I have already, so I don't really need to do a whole lot. This is packed full, which is good. I've got plenty of advanced assemblers to work with, and I begin putting the modules together. Here I'm laying out how I want to do it. I need a little bit of space, so I don't want to get cramped if I want to expand the production. So these require plastic and iron. So I'm looking to see where I can bleed the iron from. I found a good spot. I need to speed it up. And I'm figuring, how do I split it without disrupting? And I've realized I need a space right there, so I backtrack it. And that gives me the space that I can work with to put an underground belt all the way up. And I'll just use splitters to offset. Next is plastic, so I go all the way down. Little frame hitches happen, which is normal. And they pick right back up again. I don't know what causes it, but I wish I could figure it out. I could solve it. Plastic is going to be delivered. It's kind of interfering with the battery line, so I'm going to have to work on getting that around and then up, and then plastic is being delivered. I go up here and I realize this might not be enough production. As I look at it, and then just the sheer number of research stations that we have, it it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. So I'm looking to add a second bank, and I'm going to need to kind of offset them a little bit. And it's a simple process, just moving it over a few blocks, resplitting it, and continuing. Leave a space of 3, so that way I can route the materials around just fine. So the iron will go to the right and around. And the plastic will have to go the other direction. Once that's sorted, everything is set. I can go ahead and plop those down. Get the inserters all set up. We're producing a lot of iron, so we're not too worried about it. Plastic, we're not using a whole lot of right at the moment. So I can go ahead and set everything up, get it all powered and working. I want to put the inserters in to get ready so I don't forget them later. Start it up, and two poles do it, which is great. Kind of check on things a little bit. The belts will even out. When one side gets full, it'll switch over to the other side, and they'll fill each other up. So I go back up here. My gems should be done processing by now, and they are. So I go ahead and deconstruct all of this. Get the compressors out. I'll still use 4 compressors, but they'll be arranged in a slightly different way. I'm going to kind of branch them out from the central area and put them 3 apart so I can bring stone down. Set up the stone. Stone is being delivered. I'm looking to see how I want to deliver, and I decide to just go around. That way I can extend it if I really want later on. And then I put the chest underneath so I can just pull from it. Finish off with some undergrounds, linking everything together. Make sure everything gets some power. Try to be efficient with my power, cover as much area as possible. Once we get the high tier of substations, that'll become less and less of an issue. Those have a really wide range. So I'm setting up the inserters for all of the materials. Make sure everything is unloaded and sorted. So there, I'm kind of maximizing the area that I can cover. And there we go. Topaz are good. I'm not going to process anymore. I've got some. I don't feel a need to pollute all that much more. I do have to set up the same system for the other 3 types of gems. So I go 3 out again. Same setup as the other side. It's just a sort of rotated around. I'm using a lot of inserters at this point. Sort of preset them up, getting them ready. I want to kind of mirror the pattern I have on the other side, make it a little symmetrical. Oh, I just noticed that the underground belt on that lower half is mistaken. It wouldn't actually move it. Don't think I catch that in my play. So I kind of look to see where the other side is at, and I try to put it in the same spot. Need a few more poles. I look to see which side of the belt it's on, and it looks like it's one over. Alright, get that set up. Oh, and I accidentally closed that. Alright, diamonds are ready. Now I just need to figure out, I'm gonna sort of transfer that design down, but I don't need that first step because we're getting the other gems from the corpses that we process. So I don't need this step. I just need the middle step and then the compressors. So I'm looking to sort of just branch everything down. It looks like I have a space. So with these, I'm looking to optimize a little bit more. I put the assemblers a little closer, and because I don't need that middle step, and I need one more set. I leave a little space, and then I put a three space in between. And I'm able to pull out from the requesters, then put a provider in there because we do need the intermediates for some of the recipes. I'm using quite a lot of inserters in this process. So I'm trying to mirror that up there. I want to put them in the same spot so I can just bring the stone down. And there we go. All the compressors I built are being used. Leaving a little bit of space in between just in case we need to bring some more stone down or work some other magic. So I have to offset the stone there. I've kind of spaced them out a little bit more. So the stone is sorted. Now I just need to work on making sure the recipes are all right. Those are going to need water. And I lined them up so water can just come straight down. Although we might in the future have to add an extra water pump or two because each crafting cycle takes 50 water for each one of these. So when they have so many on a line, it's gonna require a lot of water. Get the supply ready. Now we need to output the result. Line it up. Get the everything squared away. So it kind of confuses me a little bit. I see too many belts, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. It's this belt. So one I'll put right there, and the other one I'll put right next to it. So they're right next to one another. Get a couple more providers, but I run out of materials. So I gotta run all the way down. You can see the module area we built is already maxed out. So we've got lots of steel now. I'm looking to see just how expensive these are going to be. It's quite expensive. I kind of get distracted a little bit. Put a couple upgraded poles so to reach our new inserters that we added. Get everything squared away. Get the power distributed. Lots of inserters I'm going to need for this process. Try to do all the inserters that are going one way and then rotate them and do them all the other way. As many as I can anyway. And I take those off because I don't want, when I put the gems in there, I don't want them to use them all. I want to save a few intermediates for the crafting recipes. So I set up the requesters. Rubies, sapphires, and then emeralds. And it just needs power. Pretty efficient design. I figure I can just underground around that. The best use of the space that I have. Try not to spam power poles everywhere once I get some good ones. And we're good to go. These are ready to go. Get the recipes set up. Get sapphires and then emeralds. Let the stone sort of just disappears, but it builds back up. And I start upgrading some more lines as I find them, because these are going to be upgraded eventually. There we go. Much faster crafting blue science now. And I have to upgrade sort of the ingredients. Upgrade the inserters. I do have some express longs on me, which helps. Now that we're creating the blue science faster, we have to upgrade everything. So I look at the price on all these, 1,000. I mean, we're going to need to kill a lot of biters in order to research all the way up there. Trying to calculate in my head just how many we're going to need, and then I realized 5,000 will I'm not even close to having that many. So I'm going to have to wait on that research for quite a while before, I mean, that's 500 alien artifacts in order to research that. So that's a ways off. Trying to see where I want to go from here. And I do basic legs. I want some legs. So we've got lots of gems that we can bring up manually, not right now. We will be working on robots in order to deliver them next time. So trying to find a belt to zip up there fast. For now, I'm just going to have them process all down, and then I'll come back at a later time and distribute just a few to the compressors, because I don't want all of them turning into the polished versions. So I've got enough for now. And that'll do it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.